Now, from the Student Union on the campus of UW-La Crosse, it's the Mike Schmidt Football Show. The Mike Schmidt Football Show is brought to you by Honda Motor Works, your electric, natural gas, and hybrid vehicle headquarters at 4th and Cass, La Crosse. By Schilling Supply, serving businesses with critical supplies since 1897. Schumacher Kish Funeral and Cremation Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. And Associated Bank. Experience the better side of banking at Associated Bank. Now, here's your host of today's program, Terry Erickson.
All right, welcome to UW-Eau Claire. We're in the beautiful Entertainment Cafe here at the New Student Union for the weekly Mike Schmidt Football Show. We're glad you're here. The show is live on the stream and also played back every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. We want to also thank all of our guests for being here in support of Mike Schmidt and in support of Eagle football. And now, the star of the show.
Here we go, we're back.
Whoa, Coach Mike Schmidt.
Back for more.
Fresh off, in case you missed, fresh off a 45-13 win over UW-Eau Claire. Shrine game, family and friends. Great weekend. Eagles win, Packers win, Badgers win.
Yep.
Whoa.
It's been kind of a nice theme this fall. Hopefully we can keep that going. But we think this is a big win for us. You look at our programs. Coach Larson at Eau Claire and I came in about the same time, certainly the same year in our recruiting classes and things like that. And for us to kind of stretch that out a little bit and put the stamp on that victory like we did, that's a great program win for us. But hey, nice to be 5-0 again and moving into Whitewater week here coming up.
Big win for a variety of reasons. We're going to get to that. But last year you were highly disappointed in a 20-14 loss. Yeah,
that one stung. That one hurt bad. What was funny about it was that our players didn't talk about it all this week. I mean, none of us really, we hardly even ever mentioned it, to be honest with you. It's one of those things that I think we belabored the point last year and then through the offseason. And so we were ready to just be done with that thing and move forward. And we got such a different team, such a different group of guys, and their mentality was just locked in all week. And you saw it come out with a dominating performance throughout the entire game.
Absolutely dominated. We're going to talk about that. But here's some revealing statistics. First, 38 points per game, Eagles, opponent 10. But here's what struck me, and a little insight into your first 5 games. You have come out of the gate in a fashion unknown to, I think, UWL football. You're 72-7 in the first quarter, which means basically you are prepared when the kickoff begins.
Yeah, our guys are ready. Our coaching staff does a great job. Our players enter the game really, really prepared and ready to go. And we were the same way last year. We generally try to take the football early on. We actually last year ended up having, I think, 6 or 7 more possessions than our opponents did throughout the year. And so we're trying to maximize our possessions and get our offense in a rhythm, get them in a flow early on. Actually, the other day was one of the first times that we won the toss and didn't take the football. So we actually took the win because of the weather that was out there. But the defense did a great job getting the ball to our offense, and obviously then special teams and a defensive score kind of take over from there.
Exactly. Let's break down the game real quickly. Early in the first quarter, Cole Speaker, by the way, I think the inspiration for Cole Speaker's tremendous performance was right here.
Without a doubt.
On the show.
He said it, too. That was the talk of the week. Yeah,
well, and then he was on the radio show,
right.
too, so what a tremendous young man, by the way. Glad I was able to. Blocks a punt. First he blocks it, then he recovers in the end zone, then Bryce Westling kick. But what did you see from UW-Eau Claire that you thought, hey, we can maybe block some punts?
Yeah, we were pretty confident we were going to block the punt. We had a good scheme, I thought, on how we were going to get 2 guys free into the shield, Cole and Rusty Murphy. And then we thought that they really man-protected that thing, and we had a shot to get through to the block point on them. And with the time, because, I mean, it's all about timing on the punt team. Do you have enough time to get there? I mean, that's just science, getting from point A to point B, and how fast can you do it to block it. But we really thought we were going to get one. Didn't know we'd get 2, but I really thought we'd get 1 for sure. And I don't know that I've ever been a part of a team that's gotten 2 block punts.
I know. Well, it's got to be the special teams coach. That's all I could say.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could say that, but it's not.
But then, still in the first, all-world, Nick Holcomb, a 27-yard pass from Yaeggi. Then, a Luke Winnan, he jumped the route, and all of a sudden, after one, 21-0.
Yeah, it's special team score, defense score, offense score in the first quarter. That's about as good as you can get, I think, about as good of a start as you could get. And that was good because our offense needed a little bit of time to get in rhythm and get going a little bit. They really had some major big plays, but needed a little bit of time to get in a rhythm. And those two other scores really gave us the breathing room and the time to kind of to get on that. And it was, Coach Janis said the absolute right thing up for that interception by Luke Winnan. Absolute great call. We knew what was coming. Luke reads it. He was on the same wavelength as us as a coaching staff. Jumps it, takes it to the house. Really great start.
Exactly, and really was a demoralizing pick and score for the Blue Gulls. Then just before half, you score. Again, Cole Speaker on 20 yards, player of the game. In my player of the game, 31-7 at half. Just quickly going, no scoring in the third. Fourth quarter, you got your running game going, Coach.
Yes.
Troy Bailey, a 35-yard run. And then UW-Eau Claire, a score. Holcomb, another TD, a 33-yard pass from Yaeggi. Final score, 35-13.
Yep, it was, it really felt good about how we finished it. We were able to run the football in the fourth quarter. Troy Bailey got going and really probably had one of his best statistical days that he's had. So the offense got going in the second half, and the defense was just really dominant throughout the entire day. So really felt good about where we were at with that.
So when you're grading the units, specials, defense, offense, high grade for all of them?
Well, with one exception that we missed 3 field goals. We left 9 points out there, and the other side of that is that we didn't cash in offensively to keep the drive moving. So that's something we got to review and look at. Bryce really just struggled. I think part of it was the weather. Part of it was one of them's a 51-yard attempt that's a little bit out of his range. We thought we had it with the wind, but we got to do better on that side of it. We got to get the run game going a little more vertical, which we've talked about a lot in the last 2 days. The offensive staff. And then defensively, there's a lot of stuff we had to clean up. Certainly, there's a lot of stuff we had to clean up, but feel pretty good about where our guys have the understanding of the scheme and where we're going.
I thought, too, that the running game may be a little behind the passing game, and I'm sure you addressed that. I think your offensive line, only one starter back, rebuilt offensive line, I think they have graded A-, maybe B+. But what do you need to do quickly as we end this segment to get that running game going?
Well, I mean, we got to get that's all guys included. That's the quarterback, the tailback, and the offensive line. So there's a lot of different parts. In Coach Landry's offense, I mean, we got wide receivers running the football, quarterback running the football. So I know Coach will continue to do a great job kind of spreading that out and getting the ball in good players' hands. We're getting close to getting Jalen Clark back here, hopefully sometime soon. So there's another one that we're going to get there, and that will certainly have a big effect on that run game as well.
Interesting article in Saturday's paper about your change in your practice routine. You're monitoring rest to recovery. You're monitoring players physiologically and so on with Dr. Wright. And it's proved to be very successful.
Without a doubt. And our guys, the whole structure of it has just created a really, it's been really good for their mental health, to be honest with you. The week seems to fly by. We know when they're going to be tired, so we're not just going to push them through that part of it. We're smart about how we do that. I've gotten a lot of feedback from older players and maybe alums from here. They're like, well, how are you developing toughness then? And we are. We're just doing it in a smart way to keep them fresh and healthy and make sure that we have our best 11 on the field at all times as the season goes on.
And I noticed a lot of NFL teams have sort of set that model as I've read, and so you're taking a page out of their notebook. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll step aside. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to one of the key assistant coaches for the Eagle football program right after this.
The all-new Honda Fit gives you the flexibility of the magic seat with the fuel efficiency you celebrate at the pump. From Honda Motorworks.
You'll love more miles per dollar. Honda Motorworks.
Since 1897, Schilling Supply Company has been your single source provider of business solutions and supplies. Their 65,000 square foot facility stocks over 3,000 items ranging from packaging, janitorial, industrial, food processing, safety, and specialty products. Schilling Supply provides the essentials you need to meet your customers' and employees' expectations. Businesses like Gunderson, Quick Trip, Dynamic Recycling, and Badger Corrugating rely on Schilling Supply to deliver the right products at the right time. Schilling Supply Company. Visit on the web or call.
Stunning from any angle, the HR-V is a crossover of style and versatility.
You'll love more miles per dollar. Honda Motor Works.
Welcome back to the Mike Schmidt Football Show here on KQEG. We are joined now by a friend of mine and former tremendous coach at Holman, works on the defensive side of the ball, retires from Holman, and brings his gift to you, Mike Schmidt. Our guest, none other than Steve King.
Yeah, how about Coach Kinger here with us? That's a pretty cool deal for Coach. But, you know, I'm on my first recruiting trip when I got here, and we're going, it's Coach McGlenn and I, and we're driving up to see Zach Zilmer, who was at Black River Falls, who we got and is a starter and going to be a tremendous player here, but we're driving up through, you know, Melrose and through up there to go to watch Zach play hockey. And I said, I hear Steve King, you know, might be interested in coaching still a little bit. I said, Andy, do you have his number? He's like, yeah, I got it right here. So I called him right away, you know, and I was like, Coach, thanks. Are you maybe interested in coming and coach? He's like, we'll talk as it goes.
I don't think his wife has forgiven you yet.
I know. That's I got some good stories about that too. But
the commitment at Holman is one thing. The commitment here, when 80 hours is a short week.
Yeah, and he's a trooper now. He just comes in and dominates for us. I couldn't be happier with having Coach King with us.
Second season on the staff, coached at Holman for 33 years, 5 MVC titles. Talked to him on a weekly basis during the season. Always pleasant to get some insight into Holman. Played defensive back here, by the way, 75 and 76, 11 interceptions. But one thing I didn't know, he's got 3 children, knew that, but 7 grandchildren. You're only 8 behind me, but you're doing pretty well.
Well, yeah, and 7's going to stay there. I'm happy to say, I guess.
Well, last year, first year on the staff, coached the linebackers, and now responsible for the defensive ends. How have your defensive ends progressed? Grade them for the first 5 games.
Well, I don't know if you can actually grade them, but, you know, from where we started, the first couple weeks of the season to where we're at now, we've seen tremendous growth by all our guys. And, you know, we're extremely happy, and we expect them to continue that growth every week. You know, I always tell the guys that, you know, you never stay the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse, and we don't want to get worse, so we're always striving to get a little bit better.
What do you look for when you recruit and coach a defensive lineman, a defensive end? What are the skills that are necessary?
Well, skills, you know, I'm not involved a lot in the recruiting aspect, but Mike and the staff do a great job with that. But they're looking for athletic guys. You know, you referred to Zach Zilmer, who's been a very pleasant surprise for us playing DN this year. And you know, Zach's probably 6'3" and 240 pounds and very athletic. You know, those are the types of individuals we want. You know, we're playing maybe a little bit small at our other rush end in Brandon McCandis, but Brandon's such a tremendous athlete, he makes up for it.
Does he ever? You look at him, he doesn't look like a defensive end, as small as he is, but oh my God, he makes up for it in a competitive spirit and maybe some coaching technique too.
Without a doubt.
Those 2 things,
without
right,
a
Coach?
doubt. Yes, without a doubt.
Well, I noticed you're up in the press box, eye in the sky, during games, sitting next to us as we broadcast each and every game. What are you looking for? What information do you bring down at halftime? What information are you bringing through the headset?
Well, you know, we focus on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, myself and Vinny Whipple are up there. We're taking care of writing down the calls, that sort of thing. If we see stuff down there that our positions aren't doing correctly, we relay that information to Coach Janis and Coach Schmidt, and And you know, if they have some information that they want us to look at, or a scheme that they want us to look at, then that's what we're doing up there. So, you know, for me, it's a little different position because I spent all those years on the sideline. Now transitioning to the booth is interesting. So.
Well, I know you're charting things and so on, and developing tendencies and perhaps grading. But I don't know if you heard the introduction. You have given up 10 points per game, and you talked about your defensive line and linebackers. But really, when you look at getting to the ball, swarming the football, putting pressure on the quarterback, penetrating into the backfield, you're doing all those things.
Oh, definitely. The defense has really come a long ways this year, and you know, Coach Janis, who Coach Schmidt's had on here before, but he's done a tremendous job as our D coordinator, getting our guys in the right positions to make plays, and keeping it simple enough yet they're able to play fast, and you know, that's the name of the game when you're on the defensive side. The faster you play, usually the better you are.
Did a little research on the Warhawks this morning, and they have a premier running back, Drew Patterson, who's 2 straight 100-yard games, as well as quarterback Cole Wilbur, who seems to throw the ball like Tarek does, and Jared Ware, who's a speedy running back. What are we going to look for defensively against the Warhawks?
Well, I think, you know, we're definitely worried about their running game. I know a year ago they kind of ran it down our throats there in the second half, and we kind of paid a little bit of a price for it. But this year, you know, we're just adjusting to playing the run a lot better. You know, we've done a great job. I think the coach has done a great job of getting our players in the right position and playing fast. And as long as we're not hesitant, you know, I like our chances coming up. But again, it's just schemes and playing fast as we can, and you know, hopefully we're a little bit better than they are.
Well, gap integrity, and defensive end containment, a big part of what you're teaching.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's everybody has to do their job, and we kind of preach that. Have preached it since day one, and as long as we all do our jobs, then the linebackers' fits are so much easier, and you know, then good things happen for us.
Well, along with you and Coach Janis and your other defensive coaches, I'm pretty confident that you'll be prepared. It seems like your game plan, your schemes, looking at tendencies, it's the best I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Coach Janis does a tremendous job. Coach Schmidt's helping out with the defensive backs, the schemes, and getting those guys ready to play. And you know, it definitely is a team effort and a group joint effort, and it's just been fun.
Well, together everyone accomplishes more. I used to use that all the time with my teams. We're going to step aside just for a minute. We appreciate Coach King being on the show. When we come back, 2 key players from a 5-0 Eagle team at SC.
The all-new Honda Fit gives you the flexibility of the magic seat with the fuel efficiency you celebrate at the pump. From Honda Motor Works.
You'll love more miles per dollar. Honda Motor Works.
Since 1897, Schilling Supply Company has been your single-source provider of business solutions and supplies. Their 65,000 square foot facility stocks over 3,000 items ranging from packaging, janitorial, industrial, food processing, safety, and specialty products. Schilling Supply provides the essentials you need to meet your customers' and employees' expectations. Businesses like Gunderson, Quick Trip, Dynamic Recycling, and Badger Corrugating rely on Schilling Supply to deliver the right products at the right time. Schilling Supply Company. Visit on the web or call.
Stunning from any angle, The HR-V is a crossover of style and versatility.
You'll love more miles per dollar. Honda Motor Works.
Welcome back to the Mike Schmidt Football Show. We're joined by two significant high-impact players, two seniors, Ryan Weber from Holman, Tarek Yaeggi from Watertown. When you emailed me last night, Coach, and told me these two players are going to be our guests, I thought, oh, that's pretty interesting.
I really want to make some joke that we're running out of guys that have class time and stuff like this, and these guys just don't have any classes right now. But I won't make that joke at all. I won't do that. I'll say that it's important that halfway through the season, we get our captains back on to talk a little bit of Eagle football from them.
You were a captain when you played.
Yep.
What do you look for in captains? Because it's more than just going out, meeting with a white hat, heads, tails. Come on.
Yeah, I tell these guys and I tell everybody that being a captain and what's important about that position is I think your seniors are always going to bring your leadership and always really try to execute and set the standard and culture for you, but your captains are the guys that need to make plays. Your captains are the guys that have to be guys that in the course of a game make plays when plays need to be made. And that's really, to me, one of the biggest prerequisites of being a captain is that we can count on that guy all the time to make a play and do his job. That's the type of player he is, not just a person and in the leadership role, but as a player on the field, the captains have to make plays.
And not only that, but they have to handle drama. They have to be leaders if somebody's not doing their job. Captains need to step up and not necessarily get on them, but encourage them. They're part of a coaching staff.
Yeah, that's kind of part of it. And we tell them that we don't want, if you ever have the urge to really get into somebody or really lay it on somebody that maybe you need to have corrective actions towards, we don't want to do that. We want to tell them, hey, can't count on you, man. We just can't count on you right now. That rather than demeaning a person or being cutting people off from the team, I think that leadership needs to be inclusive. We need to get guys along.
Well, let's start with Ryan Weber, who I was at the game, of course, broadcasting every game, but I look on the sideline, there's Ryan Weber in street clothes, like, what?
Yeah, kind of a wild story. How the week progressed for Ryan, it's been a whirlwind last 6-7 days. It's been unbelievable. Monday, he's just out of practice, ankle, maybe a sprained ankle. Tuesday, it's not getting better. Let's get an x-ray on it. Nope, it's not broken. Wednesday, still not better. Thursday, okay. There is a break in there. We need to review the x-rays. Now we need to set up an MRI and do that as fast as possible. So he gets in Friday morning. Our team doctor does an incredible job getting him in and set up for an MRI. We send the results off to Tarek's dad, our team podiatrist, Dr. Yaeggi, and he reviews them. And after practice, we get the phone call that, hey, Ryan Weber's done for the season. He cannot play anymore. He has a stress fracture in his ankle. Can't play. Okay, devastating news, right? So we're like, I mean, it's devastating. We lose this guy, and I was just in the dumps all night Friday night, and terrible. Then we get news last night that Dr. Yaeggi and his partner kind of conferred on it that, okay, it's actually something that Ryan can play through, and we're actually looking forward to getting him back here now for this week and planning on playing Friday night at Whitewater.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Eagle Nation is as excited or more than you are. Yeah. Maybe we should let them talk a little bit too, but Ryan Weber, followed your career at home and played for Coach King. I followed you in hockey. That's where you really sort of honed your skills in prep, even in youth hockey. So you were a tremendous athlete, left a tremendous legacy at home.
Yeah, I mean that stuff's all in the past. We got a tremendous opportunity this week, and this past week has been kind of a whirlwind for me, a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm just happy to be able to get back on the team and hopefully make an impact this Friday night down in Whitewater, and we got a tremendous opportunity there. 18
tackles so far. Fast forward, rest of the year, what are we going to see?
He's just focused on playing. the dude he had his season ripped away. He's just happy to be back.
I honestly, I'm playing with house money right now. I don't care about stats. The only stat that honestly cares in my mind is the win column. And honestly, after thinking that I was going to be done playing forever, to hearing last night, I was in this building upstairs in the hallway talking to Dr. Yaeggi, and and kind of shaking. And you know, I haven't really thought about it. The only thing I really care about is Friday night and then leaving a legacy of a WEAC championship and a national championship is what this team is looking forward to.
And it's obviously we are too. Well, but we're not going to forget about Tarek Yaeggi. Most people can't pronounce it, but I've been working on it. So
there you
Tarek
go.
Yaeggi. By the way, Tarek in Arabic means morning star. In
Yep.
case you're wondering.
Yep.
So that means
He sure is our morning star. Tarek is.
star.
He
But
sure
real
is.
quickly, Gatorade Player of the Year. The journey from junior college in Bakersfield, California. I've been there a couple times. To Buffalo and back where he belongs, where his dad played on a national championship team. So about time you got back.
Yeah, you know, and that's why every day for me is truly a blessing because I've been through what was the downs for me, and now I'm on the ups. And so I'm trying to enjoy every moment of it, and I love being here, and this is truly my home. And I just love everything about the lacrosse community. 3
TDs over UW-Eau Claire. Listen to this. Over 1,400 yards with his arm, 158 with his legs, 14 TDs. You're one of my favorite quarterbacks, by the way. You'll meet him in 2 weeks, Jason Gagnon. Did a lot of things with him over the years, helped my team out. You are certainly on par to be one of the better quarterbacks in the history of UW-L Eagle football. What do you think of that?
You know, a lot of it has to do with what we have as an offense. I mean, Coach Landry puts me up for success every week, and he talks to me about it all the time. You know, he sits in his office and he says, you know, if we don't throw for 500 yards, that's a disappointment. So it's really him that sets me up for all the success I have.
Sets you up and challenges you. I mean, if your footwork isn't right or whatever, you probably hear about it.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. And, you know, when he gets on that headset, especially I remember at point, he was not happy with me. So, you know, I'll hear from him every now and then. But, yeah, our relationship is awesome, the way we work and get stuff done.
You do. And on the defensive side, you're solid, your schemes. I'm very familiar with that. And you and Noah and the rest of your defense, you've done awful well. You must be proud.
Yeah, and there's one guy I'm extremely proud of is Luke Winnan. The guy is everything that this program embodies. He's been a backup player for 4 years, and he just does everything right. We always joke about it. Luke Winnan does everything right, but it's not a joke because he does. Yeah, and then Kissling goes down in Luther, and then I go down, and he steps up and just makes an impact on games like he has been doing, and I'm proud of him because he deserved what he got coming to him, and he'll never show it, he'll never gloat. He's just a quiet guy, and I think he deserves some recognition because he's done an awesome job, and I'm so proud of him.
Your culture, your preparation, Coach. We got to have these guys on again because I have about 30 more questions for each of them. So late in the season, let's have them back again. But quickly, what's going on around?
Yeah, we got a big week this week here at UW-L. Obviously, we're at Whitewater on Friday night, special game there. But soccer is home on Wednesday night, and then they travel actually for a big one at Eau Claire on Saturday. Cross country hosts meets here now. They host their meet here in Ettrick at the golf club there in Ettrick, men's and women's, and tennis and volleyball both on the road here this week coming up. But big week in Eagle athletics.
Of course, and I follow it all. In fact, we're going to spotlight Eagle women's soccer on Seven Rivers Sports.
Great.
Later today.
They're having a fantastic year.
They are. We want to recognize our sponsors quickly: Schilling Supply, Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes, Honda Motor Works, and Associated Bank, as well as thanking all of our friends for being here. We'll be out here each week to talk Eagle football with Coach Schmidt and guests. Don't forget, we replay this every Tuesday at 6:30. Until next week, I'm your host, Terry Erickson, thanking you for joining us. Go Eagles here on KQEG.
All right.
You've been watching the Mike Schmidt Football Show on KQEG TV. The Mike Schmidt Football Show is brought to you by Honda Motor Works, your electric, natural gas, and hybrid vehicle headquarters at 4th and Cass, La Crosse. By Schilling Supply, serving businesses with critical supplies since 1897. Schumacher Kish Funeral and Cremation Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. And Associated Bank. Experience the better side of banking at Associated Bank. Join us next week at this same time for the Mike Schmidt Football Show.